All right, let's. There we go.
Here we go.
All right, so we have bingo cards.
I'm gonna hand people pens.
And we're gonna be checking off because what we did last time. And actually, Lauren's the only one drinking.
Unbelievable. I love inappropriate contact on here.
Yes.
I have Soul of the Nation.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I think that's like the name of the speech.
It is, yeah.
It is.
It is.
Do I get that one already?
I think so, yeah.
That counts.
But he's repeating that. He did that the first time around.
Oh, here he goes. Here he comes. You ready?
I'm scared.
My fellow Americans.
Oh no, he already can't talk.
Please,
Oh,
if you
coughing.
have a seat.
Wait, is coughing on here?
Was that an act?
Should be.
I speak to you tonight from sacred ground in America. Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is where America made its Declaration of Independence to the world more than 2 centuries ago with an idea
Whoa.
unique
rough
among
already.
nations.
Holy cow.
He's 3 minutes late,
That
so
in
I get starts
America,
late. I'm
where
taking that one.
all
Do it.
created equal. This is where the United States Constitution was written and debated. This is where we set in motion the most extraordinary experiment of self-government the world has ever known.
Which you're taking away from us.
With 3 simple words.
No irony.
We the people. We the people. These 2 documents and the ideas they embody, equality and democracy, are the rock upon which this nation is built. They're how we became the greatest nation on earth. They're why, for more than 2 centuries, America has been a beacon to the world.
Yeah. Come on.
But as I stand here tonight, equality and democracy are under assault.
By your
We
administration.
do ourselves no favor to
Because
pretend
the majority of
otherwise.
Americans don't like him.
So tonight, I've come to this place where it all began to speak as plainly as I can
But you haven't
to
said
the
anything
nation
yet.
Yeah, come on, guy, hurry
about the
up.
threats we face,
Let's go.
The threats we face.
about the power we have in our own hands
I hear the Liberty
to meet
Bell
these
cracking.
threats,
I know.
about the incredible future that lies in front of us if only we choose it. We must never forget, we the people are the true heirs of the American experiment
Okay, what is he doing?
that began more than 2 centuries ago.
This just platitudes.
He's
Just only
historically
platitudes so
framing
far.
people
the propaganda as
are
he.
burning
This is the good
inside
part
of
of the
each of us.
speech.
Yeah.
The flame of liberty.
We'll get to the bad
Flame of
parts.
Liberty.
If he's given
That
this
was
exact
lit
speech
here
400
at
times
Independence
before,
Hall.
and we just forget it.
A flame that lit our way through abolition,
He's
And you're
literally
blowing
said
out.
nothing.
war,
He's literally said
suffrage,
nothing.
Yeah, I know. It's like, come on.
world wars.
No, he's setting the
Civil
stage.
rights.
This is a propagandized warm-up to
sacred
get the
flame
patriots
still
that
burns.
are, get everybody excited about it.
Now
It's-
in our
To show
time,
I'm the real patriot.
Yes.
gotta
we
be on
build
his
an
side.
America
That's what
that is
this
more
is.
prosperous, free, and just. That is the work of my presidency.
This is cultural appropriation
mission
of real Americans
I believe
right now.
in with my whole soul.
Oh, soul.
So,
First,
yes.
Ah, come on.
we must be honest with each other
What?
and with ourselves. Too
Is that
much of what's
something
happening in
new?
our country today
Oh, wait, what's
is
this?
not normal.
Yes, it's you people.
Donald Trump and the
He said
MAGA
Trump.
Republicans represent an
I don't have Trump on
extremism
my- Oh, I do.
that threatens the very foundations.
Trump is
Of our
polling higher
republic.
than Biden right now.
Now, I want to be very clear, very
Scattered
clear up
applause.
front.
I wonder if
Not
they had an
every
applause
Republican,
sign.
not even
like
the majority
they do
of
at the Tonight
Republicans are
Show.
MAGA
Definitely.
Republicans.
Mega Republicans.
Not every
Does anyone
Republican
know?
embraces their extreme ideology.
Should, yeah.
Yes, like
I
Liz
know.
Cheney or Lynn
Yeah.
Cheney.
Because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans.
Mainstream.
But there's no question
He means rhinos.
that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country.
This is crazy stuff,
Yeah,
man.
this is now.
These are hard things.
This is very frightening.
Seriously.
But I'm an American
Civil War
president,
level rhetoric from the president.
Yeah. It's
not
very
a president of red
Well, he's
America,
otherizing
blue
all
America.
Trump
Not, what do you mean,
voters.
red America, blue
of all
America?
America.
Are you going to give that speech that Obama
I
did and
believe
then
it's my duty.
bamboozle the American people?
My duty to level with you, to tell the truth, no matter how difficult.
Well, then talk about your
matter
son's
how
laptop.
painful.
Oh my gosh.
And here, in my view,
Throwing
is what
tomatoes
is
this
true.
I like
MAGA
how it keeps
Republicans do
correcting
not
it to
respect
Maggie
the
Republicans.
Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people.
Hey, will of the
Hey,
people.
well,
I wrote a
They
song called
refuse to
that.
accept the results of a free election.
Oh, I don't have those.
And they're working right now, as I speak, in state after state, to give power to decide elections in America to partisans and cronies, empowering election deniers.
This is what
you?
you've been doing for
Undermine
This
decades.
is,
democracy
this is the
itself.
president using the White House to
MAGA
campaign,
forces
to
are
deliver a
determined.
campaign speech.
Yeah.
to take this country
projection.
backwards.
What is that law that he's violating right
Backwards.
now?
There is
To an
some law. I don't know
America.
what it is. There's a.
Where there
there's
is no right to
Presidents
choose.
can't campaign. I'll look it up.
See, now they're doing this
using the
election
government
thing.
to campaign.
You
No right
guys
to
changed the
contraception,
election
no right to
rules.
marry who
He's
you
got the
love.
seal.
Who had women's right to
I got
choose?
that. I got that.
Promote
Yeah.
authoritarian
Women's
leaders,
right to
and they
choose.
fan the flames of political violence that are a threat.
What
to our
did Christine,
personal rights,
what's her name, Maxine
the
Waters
pursuit of
say?
justice,
What did Schumer say
the rule of
after
law,
the Roe versus
the very
Wade thing?
soul of this
What are you
country.
talking about? The very soul of what?
They look at the mob that stormed the United States Capitol on January 6th,
January 6th.
brutally
it?
attacking law
Do I
enforcement,
have that one?
not as insurrectionists.
Oh,
Insurrection.
insurrection.
Placed a
Oh, is it
dagger at the throat
insurrectionists?
of our democracy, but they look at them as patriots, and they see their MAGA
January
failure
6th.
to stop a peaceful
Hatch
transfer
Act.
of power
Yeah.
Yeah.
after the 2020 election
saying Trump did it.
as preparation for the 2022 and 2024 elections.
Is that protesters?
They
Sounds
tried
like it.
Yeah, I think that's
everything
protesters.
last time
Sounds like it.
That's
to
interesting.
nullify the votes of 81 million people. This time, they're determined to succeed in thwarting the will of the people.
You know, listen,
That's why
Joey,
respected conservatives
Joey, I
like
got to
Federal
tell you
Circuit
something,
Court
Joey.
Judge
Tell him.
Michael Ludwig has called Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans, quote, a clear and present danger to our democracy. But while the threat to American democracy is real, I want to say as clearly as we can, we are not powerless in the face of these threats. We are not bystanders in this ongoing attack on democracy. There are far more Americans from every background and belief who reject the extreme MAGA ideology.
He's not just
Than those
talking
that
about
accept
people
it.
who were on January 6th anymore. He's saying
folks-
all
Yeah,
MAGA
they've-
Republicans, all of them.
It's within
Any
our
of you that
power.
supported
It's in
Trump,
our
you're an
hands,
extremist
yours
to
and
him now.
mine,
He's setting the nation
to
against
stop
you.
the assault on American democracy.
Divisive president I've ever heard.
The
I
assault of
believe
American
America's at an
democracy.
inflection point.
The Democratic Party is
One
a
of those
Marxist
moments
cultural revolution that you're
determine the
ahead
shape
of.
of
You're the
everything
one
that's
that's
to
been
come after.
shaping everything. You guys have changed the election
now,
laws. You guys
America
are
must choose
what's doing what fascism
To
is.
move forward
Robert, how old are
or to
you?
move backwards.
You want the truth?
Yeah.
To build a future
70.
or obsess
Have you
about the
have you
past.
ever heard a president give a speech like
To be a
this?
nation
No.
of hope and
Isn't it
unity and
insane?
optimism.
Insanity.
I haven't heard
Or a
a
nation of
Democratic
fear,
Party do this. I haven't heard
division,
politicians
and
do
of darkness.
this. I've
MAGA
had,
Republicans have made their
Maggie
choice.
Republicans.
They embrace anger.
I'm a Maggie
They
Republican.
thrive on chaos. They live not in the light of truth, but in the shadow of lies.
Light of truth.
what are you talking about,
This is
Joe?
such propaganda.
Together we can choose.
Joe,
Hey.
what lies, Joe?
We can choose a
Who's
better
lying
path.
here?
Joe, where's Corn Pop?
The guy who claims he drives an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
Telling us
Future of
about
possibility, a future
Shadows of
of
lies.
build and dream and hope.
No joke, Joe.
And we're on that
Who wrote
path
the
moving
speech,
ahead.
Joe?
I know this nation. I know you, the American people.
Don't know
I
about
know
that
your
one.
courage. I know your hearts. And I know our history. This is a
Well, you
nation that
flip-flopped
honors our
during history, Joe.
Constitution. We do
did.
not reject it. This is a nation that believes in the rule of law. We do not repudiate
What happened for
it.
2 years as the riots were happening?
This is a nation
What
that
happened to
respects
law?
free
Where didn't
and
you
fair
respect the
elections.
police
We
officers? You
honor
guys didn't
the will
say
of the
anything,
people.
Joe.
We do not deny it. And this is a nation that rejects violence as a political tool.
That's what you did
We
with
do not
Antifa
encourage
and
violence.
BLM.
And bailed them
We
out,
are
Kamala
still
Harris.
an
Thank you very
America
much.
that believes in
Right.
honesty
Yeah.
and decency,
How could you lie like this?
And respect
Tell
for
us the
others.
truth, and then we can respect
patriotism,
you.
liberty, justice for all, hope, possibilities. We are still, at our core, a democracy. And yet,
We're a republic,
it's a constitutional republic.
Yeah. not
constitutional republic.
history tells us
It's just awkward.
the blind loyalty to a single leader and a willingness to engage in political violence is fatal to democracy. For a long time, we've told ourselves that American democracy is guaranteed.
He's saying a lot of nothing.
But it's not.
He is propagandizing.
We have to defend it,
Period.
protect
He's
it.
not good at
He's
it.
going to make a
Stand up
turn.
for
He's
it.
going to make a turn here.
Each and every one of
Darker
us.
He's
or
setting it
better?
up darker.
That's why tonight
This is
I'm
no
asking
joke.
our nation to
The
come
president
together,
right now, listen, is doing a
unite
speech
behind the
to
single
tell
purpose
only half of this country
defending our
to
democracy
hate
regardless
the other
of your
half.
ideology.
Yeah.
74 million voters.
Yep.
This is,
And he's riling
We're all
up.
If I would've
called
told-
by
if I would've
duty
said
and
4 years
conscience
ago,
to confront
the
extremists
president in 2022
who
would give a
put their own
speech
pursuit of power,
calling half the nation
above all
evil and a
else.
threat, no one would have believed me.
Democrats, independents, mainstream Republicans. We must be stronger, more determined, and more committed to saving American
This
democracy.
is the type of stuff they used to do behind
The MAGA
closed doors.
Republicans
This is the
are
basket of the
to destroy
deplorables
American
comment, but as a
democracy.
20-minute primetime speech.
We, the people,
Yeah. Quiet part. Yeah.
Is that the
will
plan,
not
20
let
minutes?
anyone
Well,
or
I
any
hope, because I
terrorist
can't stand
apart.
this. This is awful.
This is
This
so
feels
day.
like an abusive relationship.
There are dangers
like
around
he's
us.
We also have to watch
Can't allow
McCarthy's
it to prevail.
rebut.
gaslighting us all.
Oh,
We hear
oh,
you
yeah.
heard
it's
it.
like-
Let's because we could
More and
criticize
more
that
talk
if they
about
don't.
violence
he's going to do
as an
nothing.
acceptable political tool
I hope.
in this
Does
country.
something.
see, it's
not.
only violence if it's not
can
the
never
left
be
doing
an
it, if it's
acceptable
not BLM doing it. That doesn't count.
So I want
If
to
he
say
walks
this
the
plainly.
wrong way, I
doesn't
win.
count.
There is
He
no
walks
place
the wrong way.
Yeah.
for political
Looking forward to
violence in
this.
America. Period.
Then why are you
None,
doing it
ever.
with
Okay,
the looting and the
Antifa.
Antifa?
Right.
Our inner cities have violence. What are you doing?
Defunding the police.
What about
Right.
defund the police? What about
saw
fentanyl, the
law
violence
enforcement
that's pouring in
brutally
because of the
attacked on
border,
January
Joe?
sixth.
This isn't even true.
We've seen election officials,
Oh, I
poll
thought he was
workers,
gonna
many
say
of them
that
volunteers
the
of both
officer was
parties,
killed 'cause he said
subject
it
to
the other day.
Well, they were
intimidation
attacked.
and
They were
death
They were
attacked.
threats.
attacked, but no one was killed. No officer was killed.
Can you believe it? FBI agents
FBI.
Oh.
just doing their job as directed,
Poor
facing
FBI.
threats
What about the
to their
Supreme
own
Court
lives
justices, Joe?
from their own fellow
Supreme
citizens.
Court
Yes.
justices, Joe.
On top of that,
Aren't they
there are
citizens?
public figures today, yesterday, and the day before predicting and all but calling for mass violence and rioting in
For
the
Maxine
streets.
Waters and for Schumer when
This
we
is
had a decision.
inflammatory. It's dangerous. It's against the rule of law. And we, the people, must say, this is not who we are.
It's their democracy. It's not ours.
How many times has he talked about violence?
And
What is this
the closed
rap-
Ladies
cap-
and gentlemen,
The closed caption is ahead of his speech.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Pro-insurrectionist.
For those that are watching at home, look at the
pro-American.
closed caption. It
They're
shows it before he
incompatible.
says it.
We can't allow violence to be normalized
Yeah.
in this country. It's wrong.
But you did that with
It could be-
Antifa
we have
and
to
the Black
reject
Lives Matter,
political
Joe.
violence with all the moral
There were no
clarity and
MAGA
conviction
people
this nation
rioting
can
the
muster.
streets, Joe, for 2
Now.
years.
We can't let the
They were
integrity
sick
our
of
elections be
having 3
undermined.
years of what
For
happened
that
in America,
is a
and the
path to
government did
chaos.
nothing. So they went to the
I
Capitol
know
to
politics
protest
can
of
be
what they
fierce
saw was the
and mean
destruction
and
of our
nasty in
Constitution and
America.
our
I get it.
democracy.
Yeah, we'll never hear
I
the
believe
end
in the
of it.
give and take of politics, in disagreement and debate and dissent.
No, you don't.
None
We're
of
a
these
big,
speeches
complicated
can be taken
country.
seriously when they spend so
But
many
democracy
years ignoring the riots.
endures
It's all a joke.
only if we, the people, respect the
lie.
guardrails of the republic. Only if we, the people, accept the results of free and fair elections.
Who cares
Only
about this?
if
There's crime happening all
we, the
over
people,
America that he's not addressing.
see politics
It's basically
not
legal
as
to
total
rob
war,
shops
but
all over in
mediation of our
California.
differences.
How do you
Like,
think they've got the captions ahead of his
democracy
speech?
cannot survive.
Well,
I was
because
wondering that too. I think
delayed
they're
or
delayed.
because
Side
they
believes
submitted
there are
them?
only
It could
two
be both.
outcomes to an
Yeah,
election.
they'll put out the speech
Either
a
they
few minutes
win
early.
Yeah.
or they were cheated. And that's where the MAGA Republicans are today.
He's acting like none of us existed between 2016 and 2020, where
They
we were
don't
just
understand
told our votes
what
in
every
2016 didn't count.
patriotic American knows.
That for
You
3
can't
years,
love your country
Schiff and
only
Schumer
when
and
you
Pelosi
win.
had Russian collusion that was a false FBI government
American democracy
bureaucratic
only
attack on the
works
presidency of the United States. That's the
Only
insurrection,
if we
Joe.
choose to respect the rule of law and the institutions that were set up in this chamber
Oh, he said
behind
the
me.
institutions, not our
Only
institutions.
if we respect our legitimate political differences. I will not stand by and watch.
You
You just
I will
gave
not
a 15-minute
the will of the
speech
American people
disrespecting
be
them.
overturned
Yeah,
by
right.
wild conspiracy
We're not allowed to
theories
have
and
differences.
baseless evidence-free claims of fraud. I will not stand by and watch elections in this country stolen by people who simply refuse to
Here
accept
they
that
go.
they
The
lost.
projection. They've been doing it since Kennedy.
Everyone-
When Kennedy was losing,
I
they
will
went to
not
Sam
stand by
Giancana
and watch
and they
the
said,
most
we need
fundamental
votes.
freedom in this country,
And
the
that's how
freedom
they
to
beat
vote.
Nixon.
And have your vote counted and be taken from you and the American people. Look, As your president, I will defend our democracy with every fiber of my being, and I'm asking every American to join me.
He keeps repeating this. It's so strange. And they say Trump is the one who's obsessed with the election.
Throughout
He's
our
obsessed
history,
with,
America's often
the
made
votes,
the greatest
but
progress.
These guys are just as obsessed
coming
with
out
January
of
6th,
some
if
of our
not worse.
darkest
They
moments,
can't
like
get
your
over it.
hearings
You hear the
at Bullhorn.
protesters?
Yeah. What are they
I
saying?
believe we
don't
can and must do that again,
There's some FJB chants.
and we are.
Were there?
Yeah.
Funny.
MAGA Republicans look at America and see carnage and darkness and despair.
Have you been on the
They
streets
spread fear
lately?
and lies.
What? Joe, go to Los Angeles and the
Lies
homeless.
call for profit
Walk
and
around with your
power.
nice sunglasses and see if
I
somebody
see a
comes and
different
rips them
America.
off.
An America with an unlimited future. An America that's about to take off. I hope you see it as well.
this is
Just look around.
Aside
around.
from it being like
I
a
have no
believe we
nightmarish,
lift America from
you know,
the depths of COVID.
soul-destroying
so we passed the
speech,
largest economic recovery
he's
package
saying
since Franklin Delano
nothing.
Roosevelt.
No.
And today, America's
Well, it's a
economy
propaganda
is
speech.
faster, stronger than any other advanced
And you-
nation in the world. We have more to go.
This amazing economy, my friends.
Yeah, it's
Aren't you
amazing.
loving
Build
the
a better
economy,
America.
everyone?
So we
Loving it.
passed the biggest
It is
infrastructure
incredible.
investment since President Dwight D. Eisenhower. And we've now embarked
Dwight
on a
T.I.
decade of rebuilding the nation's roads, bridges, highways, ports, water system, high-speed internet, railroads.
Just living in the
Done none of
future
those
here.
things.
I believe we can make America safer. So we passed the most significant gun safety
Oh,
law
oh.
since President Clinton.
Nope.
No.
I believe
that the district
could
attorneys
go
in
from
major
being
cities
the
are letting criminals out.
highest
How are
cost
we
of
safer,
prescriptions in
Joe?
the world to making prescription drugs and healthcare more affordable. So we passed the most significant healthcare reform since President Obama
These
signed the
people are in a
Affordable
cult.
Care Act. And I believe we could create a clean energy future and save the planet. So we passed the most important climate initiative ever.
And
Just
we'll go
don't
back
plug
to
in
using
your
candles.
cars between 4 and 7.
Exactly.
Don't water your lawn, and we'll be
cynics and the
using
critics.
candles in a few years.
Yep.
Tell us nothing can get done. But they're wrong. There is not a single thing America cannot do. Not a single thing beyond our capacity.
He's just campaigning
if we
for the
do
next
it
Are we
together.
still trying
I
to
hope
sell the
America can
American
vote you out of
dream?
office, is what I hope.
Well, we're proving that America,
Can't
no
believe
matter
he's
how
trying to run
long
It's looking
the
good
road,
already. And that's why he's doing
progress
this. They're
does
afraid. They're desperate.
You think so?
Terrifying.
Absolutely. You look at the MAGA Republicans who are winning, and that's what
Look,
they're scared of. The establishment
I know
is
the
losing
last
their grip.
few years have been tough.
I hope so.
They're gonna do
But
something
today-
dramatic.
I think so.
COVID no longer controls our lives. More Americans are working than ever.
COVID never controlled our
Businesses
lives.
are growing.
You
Our
did.
schools are open. Millions of Americans have been lifted out of poverty.
Let's go, Brandon.
Millions of
somebody said.
veterans
Yeah.
from toxic burn
I
pits
heard it.
will now get what they deserve for their families and the compensation.
This is creepy
American
stuff, man.
manufacturers come alive across the heartland.
Chancellor
And
Sutler.
the future will be
Look, you
why we
made
need
in
him.
America.
We all want to root for someone. We want to root for people, but when you're
No matter what the
demonizing
white
like Hillary
supremacists
Clinton
and the
did with
extremists
baskets
say.
of deplorables, when you're
I made a
demonizing
bet
half
on you,
the
the
nation
American people,
that are good people,
and that bet is paying
I know
off.
them. I've looked them in
Proving
the
it
eyes
from
across this
darkness.
country that have a different
The darkness of
ideology than
Charlottesville,
the
of
Marxist
COVID, of
left.
gun violence, of
Oh,
insurrection.
Charlottesville.
Charlottesville.
We can see the
Not
light.
on here, though, huh?
Light is now visible,
That's how I know he's campaigning.
Light that will
'cause that's what
guide
he
us
opened
forward.
his campaign with.
not only in words, but in actions. Actions for you, for your children, for your grandchildren,
He's
for
been
America.
screaming for like 10 straight minutes.
Even in this
he
moment.
can't do any inflection.
With all
But he's
the
always
I'm
done
impressed.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I give you
What's
my
he
words
on?
of Biden. I've never been
They
more
got him
optimistic
hopped up on
about America's
goofballs, man.
All
future.
sorts of stuff.
Not because of me, but because
That
of who
means
you
you're
are.
But he was
Delusional.
always like this.
We're going to end
If you look at
cancer
some
as
of
we
his
know
early
it. Mark
speeches-
my
Well,
words.
did you
But
just
like-
say we're ending
We're going to
cancer?
create
Ending
millions
cancer.
of
Oh,
new
yes.
jobs.
Such a joke.
Well, there is a
Clean
drug
energy
now that
economy.
there is a drug
We're
that
gonna
has
think big.
No,
We're going to
big
make the
effect on
21st
cancer.
century
Don't take the
another
bait.
Don't take the bait.
American
Don't fall for it.
century.
There's no ending
Because
cancer.
the world
He
needs us
promised that
to.
he would end cancer. And
Yes,
you're
he
right,
has.
There is no ending
There's
cancer.
not.
That's
So
where we
many
need to
different
focus
times.
our energy. Not in the
It's like,
past.
man, we're falling behind in the
Not on
polls. Tell them
division,
you're going to end
culture,
cancer
war.
today.
That'll
What do we
do
got?
it.
Quick, what do we got? End cancer.
On the future we can build together.
Like spinning the wheel.
The MAGA Republicans believe that for them
Those
to
damn
succeed,
MAGA Republicans.
everyone else has
See,
to
he's
fail.
got to do the whispery
Everyone
thing.
else has
They
to fail.
believe-
I missed that. The whispery thing.
America.
He starts whispering a little bit.
Not
Did he
like
whisper?
I believe about
He
America.
hasn't
Well,
yet.
he brought
I
it
wanted
down.
I believe America is big enough for all of us to succeed.
Thank you.
And that
Not
is the
us.
nation we're building, a nation
Like
where
us.
no one is left behind.
What about the MAGAs?
I ran
Yeah.
for president because I believe we're in a battle
from all
for the
the people.
soul of this
He's the
nation.
MAGA
Soul of the
left
nation.
behind.
I still
Soul of
believe
the
that to be
nation.
true. I believe the soul is the breath, the
These
life,
people are
and
evil.
the essence of who we are. The soul
Do MAGAs
is
have
what
soul?
makes us us.
Probably not.
The soul of America
What about the 50
is
million
defined
babies,
by the
Joe?
sacred proposition that all are created
Too
equal
spicy to
in the
ask.
image of God.
Wait, are megas created equal?
That all are entitled to be treated with decency, dignity,
like
and
a
respect. That
cross-examination
all
on this
deserve justice and a shot at lives of prosperity and consequence.
Aside from the MAGAs.
And that
Yeah.
democracy must be defended. For democracy makes all these things possible.
No, it doesn't.
Nah.
Folks,
What country is he talking about?
A Democratic one?
Not this one.
and it's up to
I
us.
think he's confused.
He's talking about Venezuela.
Democracy begins and will be preserved in we, the people's habits of the heart, in our character,
What about the immigration, Joe?
optimism that is tested yet endures, courage that digs deep when we need it, empathy that fuels democracy, the willingness to see each other not as enemies but as fellow Americans.
You just made everybody
Look,
enemies, Joe.
Wait,
Our
hold on. He's going to say democracy
isn't
again.
perfect.
More democracy.
It always has
That'll
been.
fix it. I'm trying to hear what they're saying.
Notwithstanding those folks you hear on the other side there, they're entitled to be outrageous.
How unifying.
This is a democracy.
Outrageous.
Then why are you
But
trying to
history and
silence
common
him?
sense. Good manners is nothing they've ever suffered from. But history
Wow.
and common sense tell us that opportunity, liberty, and justice for all are most likely to come to pass in a democracy. We have never fully realized the
Tally.
aspirations
I
of
hope
our
he says
founding.
democracy again
Me
later.
too.
But
yeah.
every generation has opened those doors a little bit wider to include more people who have been excluded before.
Aside
My
from the
fellow
MAGAs.
Americans, America
It's
is
kinda
an
ominous hearing the
idea,
people yell in the background.
the
like
most
he's
powerful
not a
idea in the
popular
history of the
president.
world.
His approval
And
rating.
it beats in the
he's
hearts
polling
of the
worse than
people of
Trump.
this country.
Yeah.
It beats in all our hearts. It unites America. It is the American creed.
Those darn Republicans.
The idea that America guarantees that everyone be treated with dignity. It gives hate no safe harbor. It installs in everyone the belief that no matter where you start in life, there's nothing you can't achieve. That's who we are. That's what we stand for. That's what we believe. And that's precisely what we're doing. Opening doors, creating possibilities, focusing on the future. And we're only just
Was that him?
beginning.
No, that was me.
Close enough.
Hello is just talking about
Just put a
we've never
fart sound.
lived in
I
our
know. A guy who's been in
Make our
Washington for
nation
50
free and
years is only
fair.
just beginning. It's very
People,
Just
scary.
and
people are
strong,
chatting that he's trying to start a civil
noble and
war.
whole.
That's what
Yeah.
it sounds
And
like.
this work is the work of democracy, the work of this generation.
Wow.
It is the work of our time, for all time.
It's
We
just
can't
crazy
afford to
hearing him
leave
say these
anyone on the
nothings and
sidelines.
Hearing sirens
We
in the
need everyone to do their
background and all
part.
that, and
So
like,
speak up.
Are you
going to
have internment
get
camps,
engaged,
Joe? What's
vote,
going to happen,
vote,
Joe?
Where we go
vote.
from here?
Yeah, please
And
vote.
if we do our duty,
We will.
Duty.
if we do our duty,
Do
in
our duty.
2022 and beyond,
Like the
then
time he met the
ages still
Pope.
to come will say, we, all of us here, we kept the faith. We preserved democracy.
He's
We
not the guy.
heeded our worst.
No.
He's not the guy.
You're not the guy,
We
Joe.
heeded not our worst instincts, but our
uninspiring,
better
you know what I mean?
angels.
No, it's flat.
We
Obama
proved
was good.
That's why he's
Obama
yelling.
had
He
that.
can't.
Yep.
The yelling
America's
part shows
still
as a
the
performance. He
beacon
doesn't
to the
feel
world.
this.
Obama
he doesn't
didn't
feel
make
any
you
of
I
this.
feel
see it when we
alienated.
realize
You wished you could think
promise
like
to
he
be
did.
kept.
This
Yeah.
guy, you just
There's
pushes
nothing
you
more
away.
important,
Anti-charisma.
Ooh, here comes the whisper.
nothing more sacred,
Finally, 20 minutes in.
nothing more American.
Is that whispering?
That's our
Not
soul.
quite.
Yes.
Oh, he did it.
That's who we truly are.
Yeah.
And that's
for
who
it.
we must always be.
do you think he
I have
believes
no
what he's
doubt.
saying?
He's been a
None.
politician too long. I don't think
That
so.
this is who we will be.
Does he what, you said?
Do you think
Anybody
he
would.
We'll
believes
come
what he's
together as a
saying?
nation.
Not most
I don't
of
think
it.
he
Have
knows
Have you
what
ever
he's
heard
saying.
his
Democracy.
speech over the last 40 years?
That for the next 200 years,
Watch him
we'll have what
speak
we
and
had
go
in the
flip
past
flop,
200
flip
years,
flop,
the
flip
greatest
flop.
Yeah, but
nation
he's
on
also
the
at the
face of
stage
the
where he's
earth.
lost his mind,
We
right?
just
Well,
need to remember who we
I
are.
don't think
I have
we are
another
the
feeling on that.
United States of America, the United States of America.
Old man yells
Then
at
why are
May
you
Michael.
God
splitting us
protect our
apart?
nation,
yeah.
and may God protect all those who stand watch over our democracy. God bless you all.
Walk the wrong way, dude. Go the wrong way, please. I want to
Thank
win
you.
this. Go the wrong way.
If he high fives the air, you know he thinks he's got it.
They're not going to show
Wait.
him watching. Wait.
Come on.
Come on, Joe.
Is
Come
that
on.
it? Where's he going?
Inappropriate contact? Yes.
No,
does
he's
look
shaking
confused.
hands.
Aw, that's his wife. I guess he's allowed to
She
do that.
saved him.
Yeah.
His
Wow.
handler there to take him
Wait.
off stage the right direction.
Look at, wait, he tried talking, it didn't work.
Cut his mic. Smart. Oh
Did
my
anybody
gosh.
win?
Who won?
No.
Who's
I think
closest?
you got the closest.
I needed him to go the wrong way. If he
What
walked
did
the
you have?
wrong way, I had Soul the Nation, Trump, Starts Late, and the Free Space. If he went the wrong way, I would have got it.
Ah, boo.
Yeah.
I feel like everything he said tonight was with the caveat, except for those darn MAGA Republicans.
That's pretty much it, is that he says we're the greatest nation on the earth aside from all the racist, horrible MAGA people.
Except for half the country.
And we need to unify aside from all those horrible, racist MAGA people. It's not unify with them, of course.
Yeah.
So he's allowed to do this. The Hatch Act actually allows the president and the vice president to campaign.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm not entirely sure that he can use the government apparatus to do it, like
Right.
the official White House channel to do a campaign speech, which is what he did. This is, look, man, I've been talking about civil war for going on like 5 years now.
Yes.
And people called me crazy. They
Y'all
said,
called
Tim's
me crazy.
nuts. It's never going to happen. And I tried explaining to people that what you see on the ground level with people who are fighting in the streets is trickling upwards. The culture war is reaching its way into every branch of government, and it will reach the highest levels. This is what we're seeing now when the president literally comes out and says something even more extreme than Trump said. You know, I mean, and Trump comes out and he smack talks Democrats, but smacking Democrats, that's politics.
Right.
Joe Biden dedicated a speech, prime time, to condemn 74 million voters.
Incredible.
That's crazy.
Yeah, don't misread that. That's exactly what he's doing. And this is a guy who campaigned promising unity. He can't get one Republican to support any one of his pieces of legislation. And he comes out and he acts like we're supposed to just blindly follow his vision, only his vision, and if we differ at all, we're now bad people and we need to be condemned. Has he ever given a speech like this about China or about Iran or about one of the actual threats to this country? Or is it just us, the people in this room?
Can I just say something? I don't think we should paint him as crazy. I think we should, as a threat to our republic, because it's orchestrated, it's Marxist rhetoric, it's on purpose. There are people behind this that have been there for decades, the globalists, the Klaus Schwabs of the world. So by aiming he's crazy. No, we've got to come up with a better strategy to get the message out and combat this on the other side, on our side.
Joe Biden, when he was running, they said, "Stay alive, Joe Biden. We just need your corporeal form." That was an actual article that was written.
Yeah.
They were running against Trump.
Yes.
Now they're in a very difficult position because Biden is he is anything but charismatic. And so this is their big push because the midterm's coming up and they desperately need something, but they know they're losing. It's a scary speech. But I got to be honest, it makes me laugh because they're terrified. It's that scene from Starship Troopers when Doogie Howser puts his hand on the thing and then turns around and yells, "It's afraid," and everyone goes, "Ah!" Like, that's exactly what this is.
Interesting.
He had to say MAGA Republicans and democracy 50 times because they're losing.
I feel like they also just have nothing to grasp onto except January 6th. Like, this sounded like it should have been a law and order speech, right? He's constantly talking about we need to have peaceful Americans, this, that. But forget about the burglaries. Forget about
fentanyl deaths.
Forget about the fentanyl deaths. Forget about the murders, the
border.
Asian hate crimes going on, the border, all of that. Nah, the Democrats really care about a bit of trespassing by grandma on January 6th. That's the law and order of the Democrats because that's all they have. Because all the other crime going on is their fault. It's their cities.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.